7. I'm bringing you out a broadcast for Dungeon Defenders. Right now we're at the beginning of the match where you're able to start placing different barricades. So I'm going to teach you basic setups. So you hit the start button, it says build phase. You're going to look around and you see these purple lines coming out. That is the actual path of the enemy's attack. Where they're going to walk from. These don't give you too much of a path. These are flyers. Be wary of those. On your screen, if you look in the bottom where my arrow is pointing from my character on the map, it shows wings and a little symbol of an eye. That'll be your flyers. Anything that's a symbol of an eye, like that one there in the doorway, is regular walking enemies. Anything from melee to support. And there's only a couple mages though. Alright. So we're going to pay attention to these paths here, alright? So the first things first is you want to try to go to the furthest path away from your crystal, which is either going to be this one here or this one here. I recommend going to this one first. Alright? You now understand that this path's going to run this way, go up through here, and come down here, right? So that path needs to have a barricade around here. And those people are going to come this way and do the same thing. So, let's take out our knight. Shout out to all the knights out there with the waves. Waves for the knights! Alright. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drop down. These are going to insta-kill enemies. I just do this to make it easier because I am Chaos 7. This is a Chaos 1 match. I'm kind of showing you a trial on what to do in order to defend yourself. So the best thing to do is put a shield down so it stops the enemy from coming. Put down a, a flame totem or flame, or here's a flame stick. Okay? You're gonna have to worry about flyers. So the flyers, I would put one of these right here in the corner. I'll put a flame stick here, so if enemy gets to go to attack it, you got them going through and getting attacked if they do attack it. If they don't, you're going to go around to the shield. Okay? Put one more of these this way to keep enemies from this side coming in. Alright? I'm overkilling it because of my power. Alright. Now, a lot of guys will throw up a shield here or something. Don't worry about that. Remember, I said we're going to follow the line path here. So, this line runs all the way down to the left, around, up through, around to this crystal, right? So, what we need to do then is remember to block this path to this crystal. That one's already blocked, so we don't have to worry about those two lines. That's done. So, we're going to put a shield right, probably at the bottom of the staircase or midway, just because it's a little bit taller and gives you a little advantage. Okay? I always like putting these flame sticks, just because they're very high power. If you look at my flame stick, if you're watching the video, you can see how it has a list like DPS, max energy, attack range, critical chance, critical damage, attack damage, and attack rate. Okay? The main two things to look for whenever you place down a tower, flame aurora, or even a barricade is the flame auroras and towers. You want the max attack damage and max attack rate. So my attack rate on the bottom says 0.31 is my max rate, and my attack damage is 148,000. Now because my attack rate's 0.31, that means I attack 3 times every second roughly, because 0.31 3 times is going to be 93 point, it'll be 0.93 of a second, which is almost 1 second completely. Okay, so that means it's going to do its attack rate, or DPS, which is damage per second, is 687,000 damage. Okay, that's not adding crit. That's why on the right of it, it shows it can do around, was it 284 or 88,000. So it's giving you a rough estimate of that's how much it does per hit because of its critical. Okay. So that's how I'm explaining that for you guys there. Okay, don't fall off the cliff, Mr. Sir. Alright. Now, for everyone, so you know, This cannonball tower is okay, but the only thing I have a problem with it is it's only a single person shot until you get to Chaos 7. So if you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend the cannonball tower, because it only shoots one single enemy at a time, which I'll kind of let this one demonstrate it for you in this path. Okay? On this path, I will show you what I would use or recommend for someone who's new. I would ask you to use a flamethrower tower. Why? Is because flamethrower towers actually attack for a longer period of time, and they do more of a range or an area. So I'm going to put it somewhere it can't be attacked, which should be right around here. While it's there, it'll attack anything that comes close to it, okay? If it gets killed, it don't matter, but I'm trying to show you that it's good to put it in a spot that it can't be attacked at. Like, enemies can't get to it. Another good spot on top of this here, enemies can't get to it, except for long range enemies, and it has the range of motion all the way through here. Now this tower is able to turn a whole 360 degrees, so right here is a spot, because it could go left and attack those enemies for a little while, and it can go right and attack all these enemies up here for a while. So it's a good spot, okay? Right here's a good spot to put one in the corner if you want to attack enemies down that way, and enemies over here. Another good spot for your tower. Alright? I don't know if you're going to see too much cannon fire. Let's put a little cannon fire over here so I can still show you that single shot I was telling you about. So we'll put one here for the enemies that come out this way. And then you might be able to see what I'm talking about. That it only shoots one at a time. You gotta have higher DPS until you get to Chaos 7. You get a Chaos 7 shard that drops that gives it a big cannonball, and then it'll attack multiple enemies. Okay? So one more shield. So we got one more path down here, right? So we got this enemy path right here that runs up to our crystal. We don't want them to get to it. We gotta protect it. Right? So I'll throw a cannonball behind this one, or beside it. You can do it either way, as long as it's back a little way so don't get attacked right away. Because if it's in front of it, they're gonna attack it first because it's attacking them. You gotta put that shield in front of it. Now I don't want to get too far ahead, so this cannon fire can shoot. See, there you go. Now the cannon fire will shoot, and then the damage then will be the fire stick. Alright, so I'm going to do it this way this first round so you guys get to see a little bit of the damaging, a little bit of why I put the towers where I put them, and get a little better understanding of what you're doing in this game, especially if you're new to it. Okay? See the big center pad button on your PS4 controller. This is enemies are starting. Now, you can put your fire sticks and everything else right up against the wall, but I didn't. See here? You don't really see the flame coming out. I don't know why right now. Probably because I'm recording. But see, it just burns them. Very easy. Yeah, now it's showing, right? So it just burns them. Burn, 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 burn. It's in a good spot. He can turn. See how it hits more than one guy? He's shooting at one guy but like when there was 2 or 3 together, it did what I consider PvE damage. So it attacked more than just a single enemy. Okay? Now we go over here. See my cannons? See, it's one shot. See? That big guy should have died too, but he didn't because they only hit a single enemy. See? 2 shots, 2 enemies. 2 shots, 2 enemies. 2 shots, 2 enemies. That's it. They can't shoot more than 2, right? So that's why I was trying to explain it. It's way better to use the fire towers of your mage, especially being a new player, because it is definitely going to be good later on. Because, like, let's say you get to Chaos 3, you know what I mean? It'll be harder for them cannonball towers to attack more than one guy. So you're going to want to, you're going to want to think out your strategy, pick good towers. You do not need to buy the extra characters in the game to be able to get to Chaos 7. A lot of people say you need to. You don't. All you need to do is worry about leveling up the main characters. I like the Fire Monk because it's auras. They're good against many of the enemies. There's one or two that are still hard to beat with that flame aura. So you might have to do little tweaking here and there. You know what I mean? So, like if you go to face something that's like there's a siege roller that shows up. That siege roller you're gonna want to hit in the back. So if we have the bosses show up and I'm able to show you, I'll show you. Okay. All right. So we got a couple guys that come out. Let's see how they're making it through. A couple of them, right? Now look, that cannon fire only shoots at one at a time, right? Whereas this flame tower's hitting how many? Like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you can hit multiple guys at once because it's like a PO, what I call a AOE, which is area of effect. It does an area of effect where the cannon fire only does a single person shot. Okay? Alright. See, here's the siege roll I was talking about. See that guy? I'm going to put an extra flame stick down so you can see what I'm talking about here with the damage stuff. Alright? Like, my flame stick's gonna do some damage to him, but I mean, it's not as strong as it should be. See, he should have already been dead, and he's not, because that's what he does. It doesn't take away as much damage. But always hit him in the rear. Hit him in the rear end. The rear side of him is his weak spot. That's where, like, the engine is of the machine. It takes him down real quick, okay? Alright. Now that I give you a little like tutorial on like what might be the best things to put out here, so you have an idea of how to set up your defenses. Let me get into a little more detail after we get done with these rounds. Okay, so I'm gonna like hurry up this like just keep on playing, make it go through each round so you can see what I'm talking about here. This here. Remember I told you can put it like right up against these entrances? So we could just do this right up against the entrance. Right? Now they're gonna die instantaneously. Look at that. Just right when they come out. Because of what level I'm at. So let's say you get to Chaos 2 or Chaos 3 and there's some shards out there you still want to get, right? Some old shards. Then what you do is you go back to Chaos 1 and you just wreck all the enemies so you can get the gear you're looking for, or the items you're looking for, or whatever in the game. Okay? Most viewers who view this or watch this is gonna just be like, nope, I'm out of here. No, I'm joking. I would hope not. I would hope they'd watch all the way through because it's really good. Look at these guys. Bye guys. That's a chaos. That's So let's say you're having a hard time and you're wondering why. take a little look at stuff and go, hey, wait, this defense isn't killing anyone. You know what I mean? So if you hit here, L3, this one killed 50. This one's killed 3. Just, you know what I mean? Like, be aware of your statue things. See, it's very quick when you put these by the door because it's like the waves go by faster because you're killing enemies quicker. The faster you get through the waves, the faster you can get shards, okay? And that's why I want to get through it quicker, is because my title and my message thing says I'm going to show you about how to, sorry about yawning, how to use shards, alright? So let's, this is the last round. I saved myself, but I'm gonna die now because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. You're all like, what are you doing? Dying. Actually? Wow. I might not die. Okay, I did die. Close! No, I'm joking. Alright, you guys. So, you open this chest at the end. Make sure you always open it. Because it's gonna give you a good amount of gold, which you're gonna need for upgrading. And a good amount of loot. Okay. Now see these, see this here? It's a standard shard. See, that's where you get your shards from. These are premium internal clusters. They'll help you evolve your gear. Okay. So let me hit the button here. Go to my tavern. Let's go to the private tavern in the game. Why not? We can all have a party there. Talk to each other. Have a good time. Alright, so it's going to take a second to load, and then I'll give you a little understanding of how shards work and how to use them. Okay, so we're loading in. Alright, so first time around, when you're going through, the best thing to do and use your money on, if you're someone who's started gaming in this game and is like, okay, gonna get to Chaos 7, right? Or trying to get to Chaos 7, pick one character that you're not gonna use that much, okay? So let's say I told you, like I talked to you about, your mage is a good character you use, your monk is a really good character to use, your huntress has got some good moves that work really well and complement using the flame stick. Like, she has this thing where she throws an oil flask that actually pours oil on the enemy. So when the oil flask hits an enemy while they're walking through the... Right now, my guy's name is the Last Airbender, which would be your monk. If an enemy walks through the monk's fire flame sticks and you throw one of those oil flasks on him, it'll actually make him burn for however long your oil flask lasts, right? So, these shards that go on your weapons, armor, items, help you out immensely. So, let's say this is cluster nades. That means when I use the cluster nade attack, when attacking flying enemies and ranged attacks, you have a 10% chance to hit and drop a bomb beneath them that deals 110% ability power as damage. In a small area, only one of these shards may be active at one time. You only use one. I like this one because, like it says, any kind of flying enemy that's going over a path that follows the same path as enemies below, and you take them out, it's going to drop a bomb on them. And it'll do more damage once I level up the shard. But I'm telling you, level up these shards. These shards are the key to success in the beginning. Okay, the key to getting farther into the game. So let's say here, like, these are your relics. Okay, so you put this relic on your character. It's going to say Chaos 1, mine says Chaos 7, so I'm sorry about that. Where it shows the blue V11, it's going to show just a 1. Okay? Now you're going to get into these right here, the shards on it. Now, you can level and power these up, but it's not worth leveling and powering up because at the current point you're going to be like at the beginning of the game or Chaos 1. So you're just going to keep on getting new shards once you get to Chaos 2, and new shards once you get to Chaos 3. And not new, you get new shards, but I mean like you're going to get new relics as you keep on going on. So you'll get new relics every Chaos level. So you'll get Chaos 1 relics on Chaos 1 until it says you're able to go to Chaos 2. Then you get Chaos 2 relics on Chaos 2 until you're able to get to Chaos 3. You get Chaos 3 relics at Chaos 3 until you're able to get to Chaos 4. You get Chaos 4 relics at Chaos 4 until you're able to get to Chaos 5, okay? So that it just keeps on going all the way up to 7, alright? But the relics change. So you see the little chips on the relics? They'll always change. Okay? Now if you want to keep those relics with those chips, what you need to do is like go through the game, any chip that's on a relic that's above a level 8 or 9, I recommend taking them off. Like I can take it off my character right now by doing this, see? So I recommend taking them off your character. If it says, you know, like a 9 or 8 on it, that's the power of the chip, how strong it is. Hit the R3 button and it locks it. See how it locks it? Put that lock on there. You can't sell it now, which is a good thing because it's a really good relic, right? So mine right here is really good. It's got really high amount of chips on it. They're really strong, like tenacity, servo. Okay, you know most enemies, some enemies can stun your defenses or poison or hurt your defenses. Well, tenacity makes it where that negative effect status that it does, like drenching or shocking to slow it, to stun it, or like stun it from working at all. Tenacity keeps those things from happening, okay? Now, one of my favorites now is the melee boom servo and anti-melee servo. Because it says on there, melee enemies explode when killed, dealing around 828,800 as area damage, depending on enemy type. So, like, if it's a big orc pig thing that walks through that's melee and it gets blown up, it does more depending on the type, right? If it's just a little enemy that's running out there and swinging, it's going to do a little explosion with probably about 800,000. The smaller enemies do less, right? So that's the gist of that. That's a KS7 at a 9. I think the highest you can get is a 10. Melee boom servo, and I think the highest it goes is almost 1 million. Okay? I think it might peak at 1 million, alright? Now that last thing on there is called the defense rate servo. Now what that does is it takes the attack rate and boosts it up. So you remember how I was telling you, oh my gosh, my attack rate is really high. Why is it so high? Well, it's because I have a defensive rate servo on there and I have the shards. Now once you get the shards max, which I don't have max yet, that's why I have the defensive rate on there. So this shard here is maxed out at 12. You see the little 12 down there? At the bottom of the screen, it says defensive rate, increase the attack rate of your affected tower by 33%, right? Well, you could take this defensive rate shard, right? And you can make it faster. Why is because when you click on them, you hit triangle, right? So it shows, hey, you can power this up by, you know, mine's at max now, but you can upgrade it. Once you max the upgrade, it says you click here. If you have 10 defensive rate shards, you can gild it. Now by gilding it, if you look at the top right hand corner, it shows a green shard, then it shows a green shard with a gold trim around it. Gilding it makes a gold trim. Then it says gilded shards are protected from reset when you ascend power or use the ancient power ascension, and will never down level. So it'll never downgrade back down to 0 again, which means you don't have to pay money out to re-level them back up. It costs 2 million to be gilded, but you never have to downgrade them again. They stay at level 12. So I suggest if you play, the 4 to 5 main shards you should get for your relics are as follows. You're going to want Deadly Strike. Okay, it increases the defensive range of the affected tower by 39%. So what it does is it makes the range of that tower, let's say it's a flame roar, your circle right here, I'll show you. So you have a demonstration, so I'm not just talking about it. You go here and you put down the flame aura. See how big it is? Alright. Now if I go here into my inventory, I go, oh, let's just take off this little flame aura's deadly strike thing here. Look at how small it is now. Right? I'll put it next to these guys so you can see. Okay. So right now it's not even touching these guys, right? Because how small it is. Right? So if I go into inventory and I put back on that deadly strike, back onto my tower, see how big it got? Now it's hitting all 4 of those guys, and I had it not touching them. Right? So that deadly strike increases the range, right? Alright, now you see when you're looking at these guys how it says hit. See how on the DPS this is damage per second, it's 555,000, 686,000, 555,000, right? So it goes up and down. Go back into inventory. Alright, it's not going to change too much because I'm at a 12 gilded, but I figured I would show you anyways. If I take this off and put it to the side, now look at my DPS. It went down now. It's at 444,000 or 370,000. 448,000, 370,000. See how the DPS is lower now, damage per second on these guys? Well, that's what happens when you have a DPS shard. It is going to boost up that speed or attack rate and make it a lot easier to kill them. Right? So that's number 2. Main important shard is the defensive rate shard at the beginning. Okay? Number 3, and most important shards, is the destruction shard. Now if you read it, it says increase defensive power of the affected tower by 34%. So it increases the power level of it. So let's say I take this bad baby off. Alright, now look at what it does. My DPS is down to 41. Yep, 441, 460, 441. Maybe it says 386 there, okay? So look. Okay, it says 110 damage, second one from the bottom. It tells me my DPS is 512k, right? So now, if I go to inventory and I go, hey, let's put this destruction shard back on that relic there. Boom. Now you can look at it. Now it's up to 687,000 DPS. Its attack damage is 148. See how it changes? So always check out, make sure you have these shards. These shards are gonna make life so much easier, okay? Destruction shards, if you are trying to get them, are Chaos 1. So right out the bat, you can get them destruction shards just by keep on playing Chaos 1. So like play 3 or 4 matches, you don't get it, don't leave out of that matching system, because if you play after 4 matches, you receive an extra destruction Chaos 1 shard. Or you receive an extra Chaos 1 shard. Not a destruction shard, but an extra Chaos 1 shard thing, which is one of these. So you receive an extra one of these Chaos 1 shards. When you receive an extra one of those, you have a more likely chance to get a destruction shard, so you double your chances. So after 4 matches, then you get an extra chaos shard. So just keep on going. Keep on getting the extra one for about 5 matches or 4 matches, and hopefully you'll get enough destruction shards from it. Okay? I would say get 1 for each character, and if you can, get them gilded. Work your butt to get them gilded while you can right now, because it's going to help you in the long terms. Because once it's gilded, it doesn't change when you go get your ascension level change. They'll be protected. They won't be downgraded back down to nothing, so that you don't have to worry about that. Trust me, it's so worth it. Okay, it's worth it. Okay, it just makes life so much easier. So make sure you have them destruction shards, make sure you have them defensive rate shards, and another one that's really good is defensive critical damage. Okay, the defensive critical damage is going to make that defensive rate go up. See, I said you just power them up by using a little money here and there, then you got to gild them later. But the critical is important because it makes that critical chance go up, so it does more damage to it when you hit it. And I'm sorry because the cat is annoying, going meow, 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 shooting at everything, right? So, let me switch my guy. Alright. Now, that's a quick thing about shards, like what helps, or what can help you. There's character shards that help out a whole lot. Let me give you a couple. My monk's my main guy. Like a construction shard, if you're new to the game, is very important. It'll help you upgrade, and it'll help you rebuild defenses quicker. So let's say you have a barricade in the way and a boss is coming to attack that barricade. You hit R1 and square on it, and it'll help you rebuild it, and while you're rebuilding it, you can attack the enemy while it's reconstructing it, right? Plus it helps you heal quicker. So what makes it rebuild quicker, you don't have to worry about them bosses that are real big taking down your shield before you can rebuild it, okay? Alright, these are different moves you get way up at Chaos level 5 and Chaos level 6. You'll get them later on, they're okay. This one you get right off the bat. That's why I said it's an important one. It's one that you want to keep, you want to power up no matter what, okay? So that's another main thing. You get a construction glove, put it on, okay? Worm Scarf, reduce the damage you take from enemies by 3%. Okay, this is another one that's really important. I haven't leveled up as much yet. This is a new shard that just come out. Never had it before. Now it's out for us to use. It actually causes your damage to go down. So that means, like, not your attack damage go down, but the damage from oncoming attacks go down. So like when people attack you, it doesn't hurt as bad. When people attack you, it don't matter. You can fight through the pain. Okay? These are real high items. If you want to get them, you can get them later on. I'm just giving you the basics because this is a basic video to help you. Okay? Retribution is a good one. So when you take damage, you have a 2% chance of dealing 125% of your armor as damage to your attacker. So your armor right now, like my armor down at the bottom, is 33,500. So I do 125%. So that means I do 36,000 to 40,000 damage to an attacker. And when I level it up full, it's probably even higher. Okay? So that means, like, when they attack me, I have a 2% chance of doing that. You level it up, it'll be like a 15% chance once it's powered all the way up. Okay? Cane stance, speed boost, all these things. Speed boots are very important. They're going to help you run fast. They'll help you get to places quicker, be able to get to your defenses quicker, which is really good. Okay? Trying to give you a little understanding of things that'll help you through the game. Haunting is going to help you. It's a Chaos 1 shard, so right off the bat, Chaos 1 gives you 2 good things, Haunting and the destruct your relics. This one gives you a 10 stack that unleashes ghosts for 3 seconds that helps you do more damage to enemies. So it's very good and helps you a whole lot. like I was telling you, chips are stuff you're going to want to get later on, and then you're going to want to keep them. You're able to use the Tinkerer to put them into them. Right here's Mr. Tinkerer over here, so I'm going to show you him real quick. I know it's been like a 35-minute video. It's a little long, so I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to give you as much information as I can. No, not yet. The Tinkerer here, you're able to put items together. So like, let's say you got a life burn chip or some type of servo you like this one's got anti-melee. Let's say I want to keep that one and put it on a tower, right? I could take the Sturm servo chip and be like, hey, let's put this and this together, and look, down here, you hit this little button and pow! Now you made it become stronger because it's got 2 chips instead of 1, and then you made it a little bit better. The second thing I recommend once you get to become Chaos 7 is find yourself a totem with and a relic with a defense of power underneath. Like your medallion's gonna have defense power at top, so your second roll is gonna be defense health. If it has defense health on it, I'm telling you, make sure that that's max, okay? Which means like if you hit the big center button on your pad, you see how mine shows up. You're gonna say, hey, look, it says 1076, and it says the best roll I can get is 1034.9 to 1164. You're going to want the 1164 if you can get it. If you get one like that, lock it out. Push the little lock button and lock it out. Sorry that I did that. Lock it out and keep it, because then you can put these really good shards on it, like I just put these two together, okay? Same thing with your totems. Totems are made for barricades. So if you get a totem, put on a barricade. That's what they're good for. If you get a relic, or if you get a relic that's a medallion, they're good for anything that's an attacker, okay? So anything that attacks enemies, like your flame sticks, your towers that are like the poison dart tower, the was it the shocker, earth shatter kind of tower from your mage, those kind of things really help you out. So just make sure you get those shards and get those medallions and work it, guys. Just get on the grind and get better. All right, this is a little basic tutorial on what to do, what to use, what to look for. Look for some good weapons, and look for some good relics. Make sure you get them shards and put them on first. The shards stay with you throughout the whole game. Get them leveled up and get them gilded. I would get them gilded before I worry about ascending, because your level keeps on going up, and it'll keep on going up above the ascension level of 250. Like, you could ascend at 250, but just keep on going up. Like, keep on going until you get enough to get it, at least I would say like 3 or 4 gilded destruction shards, 3 or 4 gilded deadly strike shards, 3 or 4 gilded defensive rate shards, just so you have enough to make it easy on yourself when you do ascend, because then them shards don't go back down. You don't have to worry about re-stacking them back up or putting money into them. And just keep on going, guys. Hopefully I see you guys next time on Dungeon Defenders 2. If you want to, you can post a comment, or if you want to send a message and say hi. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening to me and watching my video if you guys do. Peace.